Chapter 7, Preaching Blues. One balmy evening at the beginning of August 1979, I was standing in line outside the Whiskey A Go-Go to get into a Paragubu show. I was on my own and had adopted the appropriate antisocial stance for a solitary, awkward, self-conscious teen. Head down, face to the sidewalk, when I spotted someone moving toward me out of the corner of my eye. I looked up slowly, not really wanting to engage with anyone at all, and saw this truly eccentric-looking individual standing directly in front of me. The punk scene in LA had grown to the point where there was a touring band passing through most nights of the week. At every show, you'd see the same gang of punky types, dressed identically in torn clothes, plastic trash bags, black, and leather everywhere. The person in front of me looked nothing like a typical punk. He couldn't have been more atypical if he tried. He wore an oversized Debbie Harry badge on a white vinyl trench coat belted tight at the waist. He had ribbons and bows tied into his hair, and being, oops, and I skipped a page. In his hair, and black and white saddle Oxfords on his feet. So, Debbie Harry badge, white vinyl trench coat, cinched at the waist, ribbons in the hair, and black and white saddle Oxfords. Punk. Nothing says punk like that. All right. It wasn't meant to be drag, at least I don't think so. But it was certainly confounding. Wow, I thought, who is this completely strange creature? Soon he had a name. Hi, I'm Jeff, he said. Jeff may have looked like an alien, but he was an alien to me. I'd seen him before, browsing through the racks of reggae imports at Bump, the record store gig I had landed after quitting my job at Licorice Pizza. Bump was a record store emporium, more attuned to my taste. The store was owned by Greg Shaw, a baby-faced, die-hard music enthusiast with a blonde bowl cut, who had curated the store into his own treasure trove of rare vinyl, mostly from the 1960s. These were stored in the back and sold by mail order at collector prices, while all the latest British punk and reggae imports and rockabilly and R&B reissues were racked up at the front of the store, where I worked. That's where I first saw Jeffrey Lee Pierce. We never really spoke at all beyond the kind of small talk record buyers and record store employees usually engage in. But I did become aware he had run a Blondie fan club. And much like the one I ran for the Ramones, he seemed a lonesome figure when I saw him there, almost lost as he browsed the racks in kind of a dream state. But when I saw the albums he brought up to the register, I knew he had taste. They were all reggae 12s, things like Burning Spear, which was an obscure choice in LA in those days. Despite his auteur appearance, when we got to talking that first time outside the Whiskey, he was very polite and soft-spoken. This guy's a real weirdo, I thought, but I like him. He was neither a slick city guy nor a hard punk rocker. He was something else, something indefinable, a weird mix of things. But I couldn't make heads or tails of what he was from the way he dressed. He had 4 different looks going on at once. This was another plus for me. I like confused identities. He offered me some alcohol out of a brown paper bag. As we passed it back and forth, each taking a swig, we struck up a conversation about music and almost immediately discovered we had something in common. We had both been gripped by a desire to search out new music, sounds, scenes, and people. Like me, Jeffrey had been to New York, where he had even tried to start his own band. And while reviewing reggae releases for Slash magazine, he'd gone to Jamaica to experience the music at its source. The line started moving and we filtered into the venue. That seemed to be a cue for Jeffrey. Apropos of nothing and entirely out of the blue, he said, "You should be in a band with me." "But I don't play any instruments," I said sheepishly. That wasn't about to dissuade him. "Well, you could be the singer," he said. My immediate thought was, no, I absolutely do not want to be the singer, and told him so in most definite terms. "Oh, well, I'll be the singer, and you can be the guitar player." "I don't have a guitar," I said, "or play guitar," I added, just so there could be no misunderstanding on his part. He was like, "I have an extra guitar." I said, "Well, okay, why not?" Jeffrey said he could teach me an easy method to play, open E tuning. That's how blues musicians play slide guitar, he explained. You could play chords with one finger. It sounded easy enough. Jeffrey had one other trick up his sleeve to convince me to fall in love with him and start a band. Fall in love with him. To fall in with him. There's love. There's love there. Freudians. Caught out. Okay. He had one more trick up the sleeve to help me fall in. "We'll get free drinks and get into shows easier," he said, with a glee of a carny who's hit on a surefire scam. If I was feeling trepidation before, I was all in now. Free drinks, sold. We went into the club, Para-Ubu blew our minds to smithereens, and my brain whirled around with all the possibilities open to me, having taken the decision to form a band with my new friend. The idea of being in a band rather than just seeing and listening to them, crossing over from fan to musician, was not something I'd ever considered, even though I had a lot of musician friends. But the way it had been proposed, so matter-of-factly, and Jeffrey's confidence in me, even though we were total strangers, made it seem entirely possible. I didn't exactly know how, but I was committed. Not so committed that I'd give up my lifestyle.